Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show with Dorothy Wilson today as our guest. How are you, Dorothy?
I am fantabulous. I am so excited to be hanging with you this morning.
Well, I'm equally excited. I might be more excited because I'm over here like, how am I over here with my mouth wide open, so excited to have you here. It is such an honor and a privilege because I've encountered you at different conferences in the behind the rooms, VIP sections and stuff. But to be able to have you here as an official guest on the Kim Jacobs Show is just truly a privilege and an honor today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. It is my privilege. I'm so proud of everything that you are doing in your lane. You're setting us such a great example. Love, real relevant and relatable.
Well, thank you. It's our desire to bring balance to the world, one household at a time. And believe it or not, everyone that's watching, the balance, sometimes we look like we're out of balance. We look like we're out of sync. And it's like, oh my gosh, how she's the balance doctor. Balance does not mean that we're always walking and everything looks so perfect and in order, but we're walking in the will of God, of whatever his will is for that particular season and timing in our lives. So I do hope that the Kim Jacobs Show is a blessing to you in that regard, and that you're able to glean some nuggets from things that people have encountered throughout our journeys in life. And we are able to come on and share some of those real life experiences with you to help your life be just a little bit better. All right. So anyway, today we have our special guest, Dorothy P. Wilson. And when I talk about her, I want to make sure that you all go ahead and tag your friends, your family, your coworkers. Let everyone know that the Kim Jacobs Show is on, and we have a woman that's going to be teaching us how to eat fear for breakfast. You know, do you want to know how to eat fear for breakfast? Well, you're going to learn that right here on today's episode. Before I give a formal introduction, I'm going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear about Dorothy Wilson and how we can eat fear for breakfast. I've been saying that like that for like a week. Eat fear for breakfast. There you have it. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone. And we are back with Dorothy P. Wilson, and she makes a difference in the lives of others every day by building platforms to amplify the message and elevate the brands of others. I don't even know why in the world I started reading somebody's bio without my glasses, right? So we're going to take a real moment. Not, you know how you put your glasses on any old kind of way. It's like, girl, you better put them glasses on. You can try to be cute if you want. And you know, goodness, well, you're going to botch up some of that wording. Okay. Dorothy P. Wilson makes a difference in the lives of others every day by building platforms to amplify the message and elevate the brands of others. She does this by publishing magazines like Gulf Coast Woman Magazine and Gulf Coast Weddings, publishing books that help heal the author and change the lives of their readers. I love that. We're going to talk about that more, Dorothy.
Yes.
You're not only just helping people publish books, but books that heal the author that's writing them, because every book I have participated in, I'm getting healed through the journey as well.
Yes.
So thank you for that in your bio, and the lives of the readers. Creating and supporting projects that impact her local community. And she's going to talk about what some of those are. I'm not going to just spill them all out in the bio here. And we're going to talk more about this woman who has been recognized as one of the top most influential African Americans in the state of Mississippi as Mental Health Association Humanitarian of the Year, y'all. This woman has some stuff to talk about. Welcome, Dorothy Wilson, that media queen.
Woo! Thank you, Kim. I'm so excited about being here. We're going to be talking today about one of my favorite topics, which is overcoming fear. And you know, everybody knows this. You're not an expert on anything unless you've had to come through. And so I struggled with fear for many years of my life. And I know that as women, okay, this is one of the main, most significant things that hold us back. And so that's why I'm passionate about it.
I'm glad because you're really driven by this particular thing. I've seen you talk about a lot of things, but I believe that some kind of way this topic today has something that's gleaned from your younger years. And maybe there's something you can tell us about your backstory that's made you so driven about this.
Yes, my backstory, and I'll do the short version. But as a young girl growing up, I am the youngest of 6 children. I lived in a home with an alcoholic father. He was wonderful, smart, hardworking, just had a great sense of humor, but he would get paid on Thursday and he would begin to drink. And it was a nightmare. You know how most people, when you're a little girl, you think of there's a monster in the closet or there's a monster under the bed. Well, my dad became that monster, you know, every weekend. And it was horrific. And I watched my mother live through this and not ever fully realizing her potential. Wow. And as that young girl, I like to say it this way. I felt as though I had tape over my mouth and my hands tied behind my back because there was nothing I could do. And my siblings, they ran away one by one when they became 11, 12, 13 years old, and they were kind of able to survive going from neighbor to neighbor, house to house. They would just run away. And so my mom finally left when I was 8 years old. And I grew up in my teen years really thinking, you know, my mom was the weakest person that I knew. I didn't have an admiration for her, even though she loved me. And she was just a good person. All I could see was she would leave and then she would come back. She would leave and then she would come back. And I could think of all of those times when we would stay at my grandmother's house and we finally had peace. And, you know, and then here we are going back, that trip back. You know, it was like going to death row, execution row. And I really, my life was in peril. I remember many times, Kim, as a child, being woken in the middle of the night, my mom, you know, pleading for her life. And here we are, I'm running in my nightgown, no shoes, in the winter, running through the woods, bullets coming, and I mean, trying to get away. And it just, you know, just craziness. And so living through that experience, you can imagine that I was dealing with a lot of fear even after we left that. That had become, in that 8 years there with my dad, that had become a pattern in my life. And I remember the first time I shared publicly some of my story, it was at a church, like freedom type weekend. And I had been asked to speak. And listen to this. This is how God does things. I had been asked to teach on unforgiveness.
Isn't it ironic how you get asked to speak on stuff? You're like, really? I do not want to talk
they
about
didn't
that.
know. That the women in the church didn't know. I'm from Georgia. I'm living in Mississippi at this time. They had no idea about my past. I was very successful. I was running the newsroom at the local newspaper, multi-million-dollar budget, you know, tons of people supervising, looked very successful. You know, great husband, two children, you know, the nice suburban big brick home. I looked so successful. And, you know, coming up to this talk that I was doing, I wanted to give a pretty talk. But God wouldn't let me. God wouldn't let me. And so he told me I had to share my story. So anyway, I shared my story, and this is the point that I want to make. When I got to the end, Kim, one of the last statements I made was, my brother and I would sit on the porch on Saturday watching, waiting for my dad to come home after he'd been drinking for like 2 days. And we would lean forward when we heard a car coming up this road. Our house was sitting like in the middle of a field.
Right.
And we would watch, because if Daddy overswung that curve, if the dirt was just billowing, he was driving over more fast than he should, we knew we were in trouble, and we would just scatter like roaches. It's like, go somewhere, find a place, hide.
So you would sit by the window. Let me wait a minute now. So you would sit, you all as a family unit, children would sit by and wait to see how he would approach the house.
Yes.
To determine if it's going to be a good day or if we need to start hiding and get into our safe space. That's what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And so what I said in sharing this, I said we were waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I finished the talk and I was headed to my seat. Oh my goodness, I'm getting chills thinking about this all over again.
You got me over here towed down in heebie-jeebieville here.
And the Holy Spirit said to me, you're still waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was living my life in this contained space that I was boxed in because of fear. What if Daddy came home still drunk? What if Daddy was so drunk that he got out of the car with his guns? He had lots of guns and he could shoot them. He was very accurate. What if? And Kim, that is the same box that many people live in every day. And here's the big catch. We don't even realize it.
Oh,
see,
okay.
After all I had gone through, you would think that I would have understood and known that I was still living in fear. See,
How old were you? How old were you then when you were ready to do
this was like 22 years ago.
So this is now you've taken yourself.
Yes, I am a full-blown adult, graduated from college, very successful in my career. I mean, I am the first African American running this newsroom. I mean, very successful. I mean, people looked at me and just, when I would go back home, when we left where we were living in Georgia, we moved into a housing project. And I mean, when I would come home, people would stand outside their door, Kim, like the president was coming through the neighborhood, because they were proud of me because I made it, see? Mm-hmm. And so I looked so successful, but on the inside, I was boxed in.
Good gracious.
I was boxed in by my past, what had happened to me, but I was also boxed in by other people's expectations. And I also was boxed in by what people had spoken over me.
Wow. Boxed in by your own self, other people's expectations, and what people spoke over you. When we come back after this commercial break, I want to hear about that pivotal moment during that speech, probably, where you came to some realizations in your own life, especially with you knowing that people had spoken some things over you that you needed to get rid of, some things that you had told yourself, some things that had happened to you that were real scenarios. You were running down the street, bare feet, in your gown, dealing with the alcohol, according to what you're saying, an alcoholic father. So these are real life experiences, not just stuff that you just made up out of the thin air. You were experiencing this trauma as a child. So when we come back, I want to hear, how did it all click for you that you got to get through this some kind of way? And what happened with your dad and your mom's relationship? All of this stuff I still need to know. It's a lot of unanswered questions we need to hear right after this commercial break. Listen, everybody, go ahead and tag your friends, family. Let everybody know that the Kim Jacobs Show is here on the air. We're across 8 different platforms. You can look at us on Facebook. You can look at us on Twitter, LinkedIn Live. And right now I'm actually streaming live also on Instagram. But make sure you tag people and let them know. We're going to learn how to eat fear for breakfast today with Dorothy Wilson, right after this commercial break.
It's not just another day, it's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements. And we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone. And we are back with Dorothy Wilson. So now you're here, 22 years old, getting ready to do a presentation, looking like you are definitely at the top of your game. Tell us more.
And so I'm walking back to my seat and I hear the Holy Spirit very clearly. He tells me, you're still waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I go back to the back of the room where all the leaders are sitting seated across the back. And I couldn't even sit in my seat. I fell to my knees and just began to weep because God had just, it was as though he just opened up everything. And I realized I would not allow myself to continue to be affected by what happened to me. And I began to understand that, you know, I thought I had walked many years past what actually happened to me physically.
Yeah.
And I thought that when I got saved, I was healed or beginning to heal emotionally. And once I forgave my dad, you know, that I was free of this. But see, here's the thing, Kim. When I was a little girl, I remember if I walked into a convenience store or I was at school, I could hear people whispering, that's George Patrick's daughter. Because my daddy had this horrible reputation in the community. People were afraid of him.
Aww.
And so I grew up thinking I was not like everybody else. And I became an overachiever because I wanted to be like normal people, like a normal person. And that was the trap that was holding me. That was the measuring stick. That was the yardstick. And so I had to, over the years, I have had to just break free of fear and just declare and be determined, very intentional, that it will no longer hold me or control me.
Interesting.
Yes. And so when I say eat fear for breakfast, one of my favorite scriptures is, as a woman thinketh, so is she.
So is she.
See, the people around me didn't see me as living in fear. They saw me as successful. Mm-hmm. It was in my mindset. It was in my mindset. And so every morning when we get up, before we leave our house, we have to put our mind clothes on. Mm-hmm. And the mind clothes look like this. I am who God says I am. I am an overcomer. I'm a conqueror. I can do anything and everything through Christ Jesus. I am wonderfully and fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
He will bless me exceedingly, abundantly, above all I could ask or imagine. See, we have to get our mindset shaped.
You better believe it.
And the eating fear, what it has to do, it's going to come. I don't care who you are. You're going to have fear. We all have our boxes.
Right.
We all have those words running through our minds that people have spoken over us. You'll never amount to anything. You'll never get past this. You think you this, that, and the other. You'll never be a millionaire. All these things. We have to actually intentionally eat that, chew it slowly, apply affirmations to it, and cause it to disappear before we leave.
That's good.
But too often we leave home without our mindset clothes on. We think we'll deal with things as we go through the day. No, the first thing we have to do is we have to understand in our mind who we are. And we got, and when we step out, when we leave the house, when we enter the office, we got to have on the power suit.
That's good. Let me stop you for a second. My mom said that fear is real, and it's a real thing. It's not something that people, and anybody here on Instagram or any of the platforms, go ahead and type your question or any comments that you have, and I'll definitely ask our guests, because we're talking with Dorothy Wilson today about how to eat fear for breakfast. Now, when we're talking about this, it's not something we can just brush over and say, okay, well, you'll get past it, you'll get through it, because sometimes it stifles people. It's something that is like, it's debilitating. What do you recommend for people to do that's really struggling with the fear of public speaking, or the fear of going to just talk to a boss about something that may be an issue, or colleague, or maybe a project that they're working on? It may be just that you're in ministry and you're trying to figure out, how do I step out of my comfort zone and say, I want to be a part of this project, but I'm a little nervous about stepping up to say, I believe this is a gift or a talent I have. What do you advise people in those situations? You got to go to the real. This show is real, relevant, and relatable. Ask yourself, why am I afraid? Why am I? See, I used to say, what if, in a fearful way. But what if you said, what if, in a hopeful way? Where's the root of the fear? Okay. Where did it start? You know, I like to think of this, you know, when Adam and Eve sinned, and then they tried to cover themselves up. And God asked them just a really, really important question. He said, who told you you were naked? Who even said that to you? Who told you you were naked? Right. Okay, so when you look at fear, who told you you can't do it? Who told you you're nervous? Interesting. Who told you that? Go back to the root and then deal with the root. That's good. There's a woman at my church. She's on staff at my church. And I mean, just such an anointed teacher. And the first time I heard her, I hadn't heard her speak before. She was so powerful, but she was nervous. Her voice was shaking. And I walked up to her, and I afterwards, I went up to her, and it's like, you know, I'm always getting in other people's business. If you need to be free, if you need to be healed, stay away from me. I'm coming. You coming? I walked up to her and I talked to her, and I said, when you get ready to go on that stage, I said, step out of yourself. And you say this, you cheer God on, you cheer the Holy Spirit on. And I say, you say, Holy Spirit, let's do this. Or she could say, Holy Spirit, activate. Yes. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Hey. Holy Spirit, activate. Anybody ever heard that one? Okay, anyway, go ahead. You have an anointing on you. It's not even you who is speaking. The Holy Spirit is speaking. Why are you worried about? Why are you nervous for him? You just get up there and be the vessel and release it. So what it comes down to, so it's like, you know, when you're speaking. See, I tell people I am really shy. I'm really still that little shy girl from the country. And nobody, I don't even believe that, Dorothy Wilson. Nobody believes it, but I really am. But here's my thing. When I come up on the stage, it is not about who is looking at me. It's not about what they're thinking about me. It is, why am I up there? Who called me to that stage? That's and right. What did you tell me to release that on that stage? That's good. You gotta go back to the beginning here. And if you stand in that fear, if you stand in that nervousness, what you're looking at really is not why you're there, not your why. You're not looking at that. You're looking at what other people will think about you. That's good. That's good. And, you know, I've read a book because I have children that are avid readers as well. And I'm an avid reader. I have gazillion books around here. If you come to my house, you're always going to be able to pick up a book and read it, even if you're just laying around and want to grab a quick read. But in reading different books, one of the books that I read is Alter Ego, and that alter ego effect. And that's something that I never really thought about one way or the other, but it's always good to kind of get an idea of what would you want your persona to be like? What would you want your aura to come across like? And I specifically know about Beyonce's. Hers is Sasha Fierce, even though I haven't followed Beyonce that much, but the fact is that anything that she does, whenever she comes out, she's an entertainer and she's in her mode. And according to what the book was saying, she's not even really like that. So I was listening to some of her music and stuff. I said, Beyonce is like on it. She don't be playing. She's getting her character and she brings it, and she's like, it's in her mind.
It's mindset.
Sasha Fierce. And I'm like, oh, whoa, it's a whole different ball game when she step on that stage and be popping those hips and doing all that Queen Bee stuff. I was like, that's Star Martin Queen Bee. Is that what her nickname is? I forget. Anyway, Sasha Fierce is the point. I know that.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's the Queen Bee. I might be off.
I think about Alvin Kamara. I don't know if y'all like football, but I'm a big football fan. I like seeing the underdog overcome. Okay. That doesn't surprise you, right? Anyway, he is like the smallest guy on the Saints team. Right. And when you give him that ball, he runs as though those big guys are not even there. He is unstoppable. Okay. Wow. That's mindset. That's on the outside. People looking in, and him, if he believed what other people thought about him, is you're not big enough to go up against them.
Wow.
You're not going to get any yardage. No.
Interesting.
No. In his mind, he is unstoppable.
That's good. That's good. You know what? We always talk about different celebrities and stuff and things that they go through and things that they overcome. But I also want to share with you all right quick a little clip from somebody that's personal and dear to me. I have a son. I have 5 children, but one of my sons, he is determined to be the first NFL player to play football with cystic fibrosis. And cystic fibrosis, and I'm not going to try my best. I'll be like, why do I ever talk about personal stuff? Because then I get so choked up and emotional. So I kind of try to stay away from that. But he is determined. And he started playing football in honor of his brother. And my son Ivan never played football. He never played football. And like, cause he was like, oh, I'm claustrophobic. I'm like, no, thank you. He was a basketball guy. But then when our son Gabriel transitioned to heaven, and he decided that, you know what, in honor of my brother who loves football, like that's his thing, that he loves football. And he was 5'10", a giant, right? And that's him at 10 years old or 11 years old right there. And then he looks like an NFL player, his brother, Gabe. Well, Ivan started playing football to honor him. And he is awesome at it. It's not even like he's okay. It's actually, you can tell this is a gifting, a calling, something he's going to does supernaturally. And so I've been watching him on his journey. He's with cystic fibrosis. It's a lung disease where it gets mucus built up in your lungs, and he has to be in an emergency room many times, and he's had back surgery. A lot of different stuff has happened. But I just want to take a quick second as we get ready to go into a commercial and then come back to hear more from Dorothy Wilson to just share with you that Ivan's story can inspire you. He's lost over 100 pounds on his journey, and all through protein, diet, exercise. And I want you to see his quick clip here.
Always ask people, what if the opposition and adversity that you've been dealt isn't even about you? What if the challenges you're facing are not even about you? What if it's to bring somebody else closer to God? What if it's to improve somebody else's relationship with God? What if it's to fortify somebody else's faith through the way that you handle the opposition and adversity and respond to it? Like, I firmly believe when we deal with things and we encounter things, I believe the purpose and the mission of it.
Yeah. He does stuff real brief. You can follow him on his own social media pages. He keep it real brief and simple, but he's been sponsored by the Boomer Esiason Foundation. And now he is able to continue on his journey, but it's his mindset.
Yes.
He's been going through all kinds of challenges, but he still kicks it in the head every day and goes forward like nothing's happening. It's like amazing to witness.
Yes.
You know? So it just was talking from the perspective of what you were saying, this mindset. How important is mindset? When we come back after this commercial break, I would love for you to talk to us more about some of the platforms that you have created and things that you do
Okay.
to help other women and people watching today be successful. You're the media queen. It ain't like you just know average Joe. You're trying to keep it general, but you are the media queen. So I want to hear from you how you have really become the media queen right after this commercial break.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Everett. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
All right, everyone, and we are back with Dorothy Wilson. Talk to us, Dorothy. You're now as old as you are, whatever the age is. You're beautiful.
I will be 60 January 3rd.
Okay, so you're
and I'm so excited.
I'm 51, right? And you can't tell me nothing. I'm so happy. I don't know what to do that God would even bless me to see this many years on this earth coming from the projects and play. It's like, this is not a given. This is not a given when you grow up how I grew up at all. And I'm not exaggerating. You know how sometimes people tell you their stories and they'd be like, her life wasn't all that bad for real back in the day. I don't care what you're talking about. You go, when we went back with my father-in-law one time, he was like, you ain't parking the car here. And then friends get off of this wheel. I said, we can leave your Mercedes. It'll be okay. He said, no, I'm good. Just drive us through the neighborhood and keep on going, girl. So it's not a joke. I'm not joking. Okay. But I'm grateful for my upbringing. But talk to us, Dorothy. Talk to us about you being the media queen.
Well, I want to talk about that, but I want to say, I want to talk just for a second about something else, because sometimes people can hear someone else's story. They can hear encouragement from someone else, and they will discount it or downplay it because they will be like, oh, they were lucky. Or, there were some people there, I'm sure, that opened some doors for her. I just want to tell you that in every step of my life, I had to have that mindset shift to overcome fear. And when I was in high school, I had the option of going to the neighborhood, predominantly Black school, or catching 2 city buses every morning. So you know what time I had to be at the bus stop, 5:40 a.m. to get to the predominantly white school up on the hill that had more opportunities. I overstepped fear and I took the bus passes. I took those.
But isn't it so unfortunate that we have to take the buses all far away like that to even be able to
I know, to be able to have opportunity. But I want those who are listening to understand this, that this mindset has to work. It has to be in place every day. When I was graduating from the University of Georgia, my stupid self mentioned to somebody that when I graduate, I'm buying a new car. And so, it's like, I'm all in now. I got to go do it.
You got to do it because you don't put it out in the atmosphere, right?
So when I left that stadium, I threw my cap and gown on the back seat. I drove my little Ford Pinto over to the Ford dealership. And look, I don't even have a job yet. Okay. But look, I believed. That's right. You have to be able to see the finish line before you see the finish line.
That's right.
Let me say that again. You have to be able to see the finish line before you see the finish line. So I didn't know how I was going to get that car loan, but guess what? They had a college graduate program that I didn't even know about. And I moved out of there.
How is not our business, according to Les Brown, is not our business. You drove your Pinto over there with the intention of being able to just honor the fact that you told everybody that it was going down, right?
Yeah.
But really not knowing at all how you're going to really make it happen. But how is not our business.
There you go.
Go ahead.
And so I, drove that car off. And look, got that job, kept getting promotions, moving up, moving up. They would put me in one position, and I would say, that's a job title. That's not what I'm capable of.
Right.
I will draw outside of those lines. And so I kept getting promotions because I was doing jobs that were not in my job description.
Creating your own description.
There you go. There you go. And so overcoming fear. See, fear would say, stay in the job description and do it really, really well, and maybe they will recognize you. I'm not waiting for somebody to recognize me. God has already said who I am. I'm going to step up into it every day. Every day. Every day.
Okay.
So then I'm successful. I'm moving up. I go through this executive leadership program through my company. I get these promotions, and then newspapers start laying people off. So 2012, I was laid off at the age of 50. Now, let me just tell y'all something. When you've been doing something for 28 years and then you get laid off, that's hard.
Girl, you preaching. You know what? Before you even go on, you talking about a job. But when you've been doing something for 28 years, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in friendships, whether it's in any aspect of life, you've been doing something for 28 years, and all of a sudden that rug get yanked from under you. You preaching, really? You preaching.
So fear would say, shrink back. They rejected you. You've dealt with rejection all your life. Just go ahead and get the early retirement and do a little something around the house. No, I went in. I thanked them for my years. And I said, and by the way, can I buy the magazine that I've been working on? The answer was no. They didn't want to compete against me. 2 months later, I bought into Gulf Coast Woman magazine. And I didn't use all my severance money. Look, you got to be smart. You got to be hungry, as Les Brown said. Yes. And so I put in sweat equity and cash to buy that magazine. It was a 24 little stapled magazine at that time. So fear would have put me in the box of gradual growth. And that's what I was trying to do. 2 years later, 2014, I broke out of that box. I walked in, I told my partner, I said, go big or go home. She says, what do you mean? Are you leaving? I said, no, I'm not working this hard for this amount of money anymore. We got to go big or go home. And so since then, that magazine has grown substantially. We are reaching monthly online 120,000 audience. In print, our estimated reach is about 65,000. People are ecstatic. That magazine is their friend. That magazine is their advisor. That magazine helps them to know what to buy, when to buy, who they should know. That magazine showcases women they need to be connected to. And so this is the beginning of becoming that media queen. But I wanted to share that because I wanted you to understand that fear would have kept me small.
That's so good. That's so good. You and the magazine cover, is it on one of your Facebook over here?
Yes. You can go to Gulf Coast Woman magazine.
Gulf
Coast
I'm pulling it up. Gulf Coast Woman
magazine.
Okay.
Can you share it?
Let me, you know what? Wait a minute. I gotta like
our December cover.
Why should I'm liking this myself? But I ain't putting up there with no thing that still say like. Are you crazy? I am. Look at this. Okay, look at this. Let me go over here so y'all can see for a second what I'm looking at. I'm over here in my own world. Hold on. Let me see. Go over here to this Facebook page. Wow, Gulf Coast Woman magazine. And how long now have you been in existence?
The magazine actually started in 1999. And so we're celebrating 2022, I think 22 years.
Look at this. 14,537 people follow this. And so definitely make sure you go and check out Gulf Coast Woman magazine. Is this it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's my
And
baby.
this is our own guest, Dorothy Wilson's project, her baby, that she is super proud of. So make sure you check it out. All kinds of information, daily posts, and information that you can see, and things that they're working on. But definitely go and check this out. And also, if you're interested in being on the cover, maybe check out and connect with her to find out how you can go about doing that. She said the holiday season is here and we're ready to celebrate. So check out the December issue. And this is the December issue of Gulf Coast Woman's Magazine. And they're celebrating with fashion tips, recipes, gift ideas, and a lot more to make your holidays bright. You don't want to miss checking out that edition of Gulf Coast Woman Magazine.
And so I have done many things. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually have published a New York Times best-selling book. I was project manager on it. I've published several books on my own, Amazon bestsellers, and now I also have reached out and I'm helping other people share their message through book publishing. And I help others also create their magazines. If they want to create a magazine, I am passionate about publishing. That's what I do. And so awesome. With the book publishing, one of the things, and most of the books that the authors that I work with. So look, you know what my daytime job is. It's the magazine company. My husband and I also own a moving company, but I work with people who I hand select. You approach me with the project, I need to be able to see that you're going to make an impact with the project. And I'm going to give you an idea of one project that I'm working on right now. So I'm interested in people who want to change. They want to transform others by sharing their stories. Those are the books that I'm interested in. Most of the authors I work with are faith-based because that's just who I am. And so I pick and choose who I want to work with.
Of course.
Kim, with the projects that I work with, I like to bring creativity to them. You know, a lot of people out there saying, I'll help you publish your book and help you with Amazon and all of that. Look, that's all good. That's a given. We can do that. But I want to make an impact in the world. So one of the books that my publishing house recently released, if you'll go to Amazon.com and type in "There's Hope," Kim, this book, the chapters were written by women who have recovered from drug addiction. Okay. And they shared their stories of what their life was like while they were on drugs. The book cover is blue and it has a woman holding her arms up, breaking a chain. There's hope.
There are a bunch of, let me see here. I'm going to, and this is by you.
This is a book, my publishing house project we put together for Liz.
Okay. Hoop. Who's the author?
Liz Hoop, Lizhoop.
Okay, let me pull that up. Oh, I see it. And there's somebody breaking chains.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, let me pull this up. This is awesome. And I'm going to put it right here in the platform so that you all will be able to see this image. There is hope. And first of all, let me also thank Shannon, who's here today helping backstage. So thank you so much, Shannon.
So
I don't take it for granted. I'm so honored and privileged to have you backstage. Okay, seriously, I really am. Okay.
This is such a powerful book. I cried every chapter, because these women, when you see how they got into drug addiction, you saw normal people, like people that you know.
Right.
And you saw pain and hurt that pushed them to try to cover up, to medicate their pain, or getting into wrong relationships. Yes. Breaking invisible chains. Yes. And so these women, it took them years to recover and to get free. And now many of them actually work for Adult and Teen Challenge, which is the recovery program they went through. And so this book, we actually secured sponsors to sponsor each one of the chapters so that these women could share their story. And now we're getting ready to do a volume 2 with men sharing their stories. And so, Kim, this was the unexpected impact that we had from this.
Wow.
The book was written so that the folks in the recovery program, when they go out to churches and community affairs, they could sell the book as a fundraiser. So it's a fundraiser, okay?
Okay.
But if you have a child or brother or sister who is addicted to drugs, if you read this book, you will understand the mindset that holds them there.
That's important.
So this book can be read by anyone, and it has value. It has impact if you read it. And then we did a giving program, a Give Times 2 on Giving Tuesday. So I love creating projects like this that they start one place and they're phenomenal. They become a movement. And so another project, I released a book of my own in April called Living Faith Out Loud. 32 people shared how they're living their faith out loud, because there are so many people who are walking in the doors of the church every Sunday, and some are even going on Wednesday night, and they're just sitting on the pew.
Yep.
The question is how are you living your faith outside the walls of the church? Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, that you're serving on the coffee team. But what are you doing Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday? And so this book inspires you to live your faith out loud. It started with a book project. God just spoke the title to me. I'm just walking through the house. He does that. He'll speak a title to me, and it's like it's a book. And so, Kim, this book, it became a video series that we produced. It became a conference that was held in August. With Faith Out Loud. We did a 2-day conference. We had oh my God, it's amazing how that conference ended up turning out. We had Dr. Gary Chapman, who wrote the 5 Love Languages book. We had Cora Jakes Coleman. We had oh God, who was some of the Dr. Cheryl Wood spoke.
Yes.
We had an all-star. We had an all-star lineup here. Okay. Crystal Evans.
I saw some of it, and it's incredible.
Evans' daughter. I mean, this thing that started as a book project with 32 chapters evolved into a conference. We have a product line. Okay. Live Your Faith Out Loud, phone covers, t-shirts, whatever. And then a network.
Yes.
It is a network. And the Faith Inspiration Network, okay, is being heard in 11 countries. We released it in August, right after the conference. And now people in 11 countries are listening to this network show. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about how God uses someone who is willing to step past fear. See, if he can trust you with a little, he will give you more. He trusted me with that book project, which for me was little because I had the skills to produce it.
Yeah.
But he gave so much more to it, and it will continue to grow. So, Kim, guess what's coming up?
What's coming up?
Don't
tell us that after the commercial break. Don't. Listen, Faith Inspiration Network is able to be viewed in 11 countries. People want to know how they can get the book, which we put the links here. And so you can go, there's Hope Breaking Invisible on Amazon.com. And then there's also a way for you to get the book. The links are right here in your comment section. Live Your Faith Out Loud. I will ask if you all are willing to do this. If any of you shop on Amazon, which you would be thinking a bubble if you don't. But anyway, if you don't, then okay, I'm not talking to you. But everybody else in the whole world, which is gazillion, million, trillion people, if you would consider putting smile.amazon.com and selecting Gabe's Heart. Don't put an apostrophe, just put it all together. Gabe's Heart Foundation. That would be our organization that you are supporting as a charity. And any of your regular everyday purchases that you make, purchase it through smile.amazon.com and select Gabe's Heart Foundation. We'll get a very small percentage, but the point is, I know from my purchases recently, Gabe's Heart Foundation got like $100 and some. So I support it as well, because it's not for me, it's for Gabe's Heart Foundation. Okay. So consider supporting the organization that way. And so when we come right back, people want to know how they, I want to make sure I say this. Amelia said, we'd love to have you, meaning Dorothy Wilson, on our show, a guest and host. They would love to have you on their show.
Would
so
love
you
to
all connect.
Yes.
And Amelia, you know how to do it, Amelia Roman. You done went and bought the book. You like, don't play. I done went and bought the book. I bought the book. Now, when I say I want to have you as a guest on my show, I already bought the book. Okay. Amelia, thank you so much. Everyone, make sure you buy the book right there on Amazon.com if you choose, or smile.amazon and select Gabe's Heart. It's fine. All right. So where can people get the magazine? Someone wanted to know too.
Yes, you can go to gcwmultimedia.com.
And not Cassandra, I'm so used to saying Cassandra. See? Somebody get that and send it to Cassandra. Cassandra, I say that all the time. Okay. Shannon, can you type that in the back office for me and just say, what is it again?
gcwmultimedia.com.
gcwmultimedia.com is where you can get a copy of the magazine that this beautiful vessel has created. And she was like, we're going big or we're going home. So she went big instead of going home. All right. So today's episode is also, okay, thank you, Amelia. Yes, thank you. And continue to share this with your friends and family, even start a watch party later today. I want to make sure that we acknowledge our episode sponsor, which is Lamb Funeral Home. They're located in the Concord, North Carolina area. And we obviously know that there are over 700,000 people that are dealing with funeral home needs. And so I thank them for being our sponsor today. They are certified in all 50 states. The phone number is 704-782-3011, and they are a funeral home that has a truly caring atmosphere with over 28 years of experience. Mr. Terry Lamb, who's right there in the blue and red tie, he says that, he's a veteran, so he knows the ins and outs of veteran benefits. If you're an adult dependent of a veteran or you are a spouse of a veteran, you want to give them a call. Find out what are some of the things you can expect, your immediate needs and funeral pre-planning. Let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. And again, the phone number is 704-782-3011. And our final episode sponsor that I want to make sure I show to you, because today you need to go ahead and place this order. They wanted to run an ad just to let you know they are having a Christmas bake sale. Pound cake. I know, okay, I can tell you already, Ruby G Buttercream, that I'm ordering a red velvet cake. Oh yeah, 7-Up cake. Both of those Kim Jacobs herself is ordering from you today. So you want to go ahead and reach out to 336-331-3848. The code, so you can get the 10% off, is Christmas 2021. If you are in the Charlotte, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, anywhere in that whole area of North Carolina, go ahead and reach out to them and let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. Christmas bake sale. They have strawberry cheesecake. They got a pineapple coconut, banana pudding. And I'm telling you, I had these desserts for Thanksgiving. Woo-hoo, they were so good. My kids had the nerve to eat, Dorothy. My kids ate half of each of the cakes before 11 o'clock on Thanksgiving.
Oh my goodness.
Dorothy, I woke up, I was like, where the cake? Everybody, the cake. I don't make them wait until dinner time, so they already know that. It's like, just when the food is ready, eat it whenever you want.
Oh yeah.
But don't play with the cakes. Then y'all know better than that. We get ready to go socialize, and you don't just do that to the cake. Now I gotta slice it up and put it on a tray, looking like, because they done ate half.
Yes.
Dorothy, pray for me over here.
Yes.
So let's go back, and you were talking about the magazine.
Yes. So I was talking about what started as a book project, and here's the thing: When God first gave me this live faith out loud, living faith out loud, I was thinking I need another project, like a hole in the head. This is really what I'm thinking. I got all my clients, I got the magazine and all these different things that we're doing. And so when I just said, okay, God, lead me. So, became this global network. And so in January, I'm launching, actually on the 28th of this month, I will be doing an informational session on faith-inspired entrepreneurs. So I am prophesying this. The tagline is #1 community for developing Christian entrepreneurs. #1 community for developing Christian entrepreneurs. And so on December 28th, if you want to get the link, it's connect at, this is the email address, connect at faithinspiration.network.com. Connect at faithinspirationnetwork.com.
Are you putting that, Shannon? Okay, I think she's putting that. Yeah, she's giving me a thumbs up. Shannon hadn't been working backstage with me for a minute. She already she's like, I already put it, Kim. Don't be getting an attitude backstage, Shannon, already. You're on your first day back there with me now. She's like, I done already did it. Like, she doing her thumb all bent up.
I got it. So I sent out in my newsletter last week, and my assistant, she texted me and she said, oh my goodness, people are registering. They're rolling in. So people are excited about this, and I'm excited. So what this is going to be is I'm creating a community. As an entrepreneur, there are so many things that you struggle with anyway, as far as how to scale your business, how to grow your business, how to find resources, how to get things done without spending a whole lot of money. But if you are a Christian entrepreneur, a faith-inspired entrepreneur, you got another layer to that. You're looking for people who have the same values or similar values to this. And so that is the reason this community was necessary. And so we're going to have a monthly prayer. We're going to have training. We're going to have resources. I'm going to be doing the modules of my business success mastery training. There's 9 modules that I'm going to be taking folks through. We're going to have coaches who are going to come in and work with you. And I've not seen somebody do this, and I'm very excited about this, Kim. I thought about, what are the things, because, I worked in corporate for 28 years.
Right.
What are the things that I needed to know or understand when I became an entrepreneur?
Right.
And so I'm bringing in experts, CPAs, financial planners, HR people who know how to outsource. I'm bringing them in so that you don't have to go look and spend 6 months trying to figure something out. You can ask your questions. So that's faith-inspired entrepreneurs. I'm excited about that. That's what's new.
That is so important to share. And I know everybody wants to stay connected. Now, will they be able to find all of this stuff on dwilsonandassociates.com as well?
No, it is that new. The website is under development. If they will email connect at faithinspirationnetwork.com, we will send them a link to the informational session.
Okay, so listen, everyone, and especially our podcast listeners as well, because you're hearing it on iHeartRadio and across the different audio platforms, email connect at faithinspirationnetwork.com. Connect at faithinspirationnetwork.com. This is a brand new platform, and this woman is the media queen. She works with the butts in the seats queen, Kern Cherry, and together they have some powerhouse events. I'm talking about like 20, 30, 40,000 people in attendance. This is not anything that's to be blinked at lightly. This is something that if you get on at the ground floor, you're going to be blessed beyond your wildest imagination. Email them at connect at faithinspirationnetwork.com. And I promise you, you're going to be so happy that you did. Okay. Make sure that you stay connected with this woman as well. Dorothy Wilson at dwilsonandassociates.com for all of her other projects. And you can also learn more about GCWmultimedia.com. There's no limit to what she's able to do as a multi-serial entrepreneur. So that's why she's just sharing it all as much as she can in a 1 hour period. So you want to jump on the bandwagon and learn more yourself once you connect with her through one of these sources. Let's see. Somebody else said something I don't want to leave. LaShondra McCarthy said, good morning. Share that brilliance, girl. Share that brilliance. All right. All right, everybody. Also, people want to know how you can support the Kim Jacobs Show. And again, this is for us to provide programming at this level, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have to have some level of financial contributions. This is the only way we're able to bring balance to the world, one household at a time. So screenshot this and pour into the ministry so we can continue to bring you balance one household at a time. All right. And there are various ways that you can support. On tomorrow, we have this very special guest, the Ugly Pretty Journey Through Fear, Dr. Sanithia N. Newby, life, faith, and leadership coach. You want to be in your virtual seats for that. And then I think we have coming up this week as well, we have, is this Effie Robertson, if I'm not mistaken? She'll be on as well. And we're going to be talking and hearing some great nuggets from her. We have a great lineup all week. So make sure you're in your virtual seats. Do you have any closing comment? Because we got to get ready to get off this show. It's time to disconnect.
This has been awesome. Thank you for the privilege. As a woman thinketh, so is she. That's what I want to leave you with. As a woman thinketh, so is she.
As a woman thinketh, so is she. As a man thinketh, so is he. So that's from the word that we both clearly read together, because I know where it's being quoted from. And I believe that with my whole heart. That's a blueprint for our success.
Thank you, everybody. It's awesome.
You're awesome, Dorothy. Thank you for being on today. You've been amazing. Stay backstage, if you will, and I'll talk to you for a brief moment. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube if you haven't already done that. Take a moment and do that. Turn that notification bell to all, and we'll see you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dorothy Wilson, the media queen. Eat fear for breakfast. You can do it according to what she's sharing right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. See you tomorrow. Wow, Dorothy. Wow. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.